I wanted to come and talk with you guys just a little bit for a few minutes about worship registration, why it's important, especially coming into the Easter season, and letting you know that we continue to be constantly working on how we can serve as many people as possible in worship, whether your preference is to be online or at 9 a.m. contemporary worship or 11 a.m. traditional worship or 7 p.m., which is like a super awesome casual worship service that if you haven't checked out yet, you totally should. So as you guys know, things are getting safer and safer out there where COVID is concerned. So many people are getting vaccinated and people are feeling more and more comfortable about coming to church, which is so awesome and so exciting. And we just couldn't be happier about that. And I wanted you to know that the constant request or ask for you guys to register for worship and to register early is so that we can make sure that we have a safe seat for everyone who wants to come to worship. We don't ever want anyone to want to come to worship and feel like they can't because there is not a seat for them. And so what we've had to do over these last several months of worshiping in our sanctuary with safe social distancing in place is we kind of treat it like a restaurant. And so registering for worship is like your reservation at the restaurant. And then we also want to make sure that we have space for guests and visitors and walk-ins who have no idea what our process is. So if you are watching this video, if you are a person who who worships with us week in and week out, if you're a person who is just a super active part of St. Charles United Methodist Church, we are asking that you take the time out earlier in your week, figure out if you're going to come to church on Sunday and go ahead and register early. And then the other big thing I want to make sure that everyone knows, everyone. So if you have friends or whoever, we want you to pass this along when you're talking to people about coming to church on Sunday, that if anyone ever tries to register for worship and is told that it is full or that they can't register for any reason at all, we really want to hear from you. Making sure that we know our demand is super important in terms of how we can make sure that we're offering enough worship services for everyone who wants to be here. So for example, if we hit full max capacity registration on a Wednesday, then we know our demand has risen significantly compared to previous weeks and we need to make some adjustments. But oftentimes we don't hit max capacity. This past Sunday, we hit max capacity real late in the week, got a few calls and texts and people reaching out on Saturday night and Sunday morning, and we were able to seat them. So that's super great. And we want to be able to keep doing that. And the way you can help us to make sure that every experience coming in here on Sunday morning is joyful and fun, and the way that you can help us be as hospitable and loving to one another as possible is by registering early, because that helps us to plan and do what we need to do so that every person who wants to come to church will have a seat. So number one, please register. If you know you're coming Sunday, go ahead and register now. Number two, if you are unable to register for any reason, please contact me, 985-778-1155. I will put that in the comments. You can also contact the church office. You can send us an email. You can reach out to us in any way that you want. Facebook Messenger, we check it all. So if we catch wind that you are struggling to register for any reason, we're going to make sure that we get you registered and we get you a safe seat to come to worship. Finally, the one other thing I just want to mention to everyone is that registration for Easter is super important. So don't just register for this upcoming Sunday. Go ahead and register for Easter as well if you know you're coming and if you're going to have extra guests. So so again, that we can make sure that we are prepared. Registration for Easter is a little bit different, just because we have a 7 a.m. outside worship service at sunrise time, and you don't have to register for that one. 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. are carbon copy worship times. So if you love that contemporary worship service and you just can't get in because it's full, 11 a.m. is going to be the exact same worship time. Finally, one last thing. If you have registered for worship and you know that you're not going to make it, canceling that registration by Saturday night or early Sunday morning, or even shooting me or Maria Lambert a text on Sunday morning that says, hey, I registered, we're sick, or something came up, we can't make it, we're going to catch it online. That will help us so that those folks who are just walking in, we know that we can open up those seats for them. So please register. We love you. We are so excited to be coming back to worship, and that so many people are feeling comfortable coming back. And we are going to continue to get all of our people in that sanctuary as gradually and as safely as we can. Our leadership is already aware of kind of this new conversation about whether 6 feet is necessary. Can we go to 3 feet? We're in prayer about that. We're watching the CDC. We're watching the state of Louisiana, and we are on top of it. So thank you guys so much for believing in us and for supporting us and sticking with us through this COVID thing. We are in the home stretch, and I know that it's going to be such a glorious day when we can all be together in the sanctuary without having to separate. But for now, please, please, please register for worship. Thanks.